Hello, and welcome to this course on source control with the version control system Git. This course is for the beginners who want to learn the basic steps to develop a complete test framework. I want to mention that this course will not teach you all the commands that are being used in version control system. Rather, this will give an idea to perform basic operations. For the beginners, sometimes working with bash commands could be tricky. To avoid that, I'll be explaining the use of source tree app. So let's see what is Git. So it is a distributed version control system for tracking changes in source code during software development. It manages and keeps tracks of changes on different branches, compares changes between each one. Its purpose is to manage source code. So who doesn't know about version control system? I would like to give an example. Suppose there is a team of QA's members and there are 3 to 4 members in that, and they're all developing test scripts on their own. Everybody has their own set of works to be done, and they're working on the same common framework. And now someone modifies something in the code, and that code will be used by another person. To achieve that, there should be a central repository where every code will reside, and whoever wants it, they can pull it to their local and they can work on it. All right. So let's see why we need this version control. So first thing is about collaboration. As I just mentioned, if there are multiple people working on the same thing or maybe a different thing using the same common components, they should be collaborating with each other. Second thing is pipeline for CI and CD. You might have heard that the test jobs runs through Jenkins sometimes or maybe TeamCity, and for this you should be having your code in a central repository from where the code be taken automatically and your test could run. Third point is about early testing. How it helps to do early testing, because everyone can push their code to the repository and then the jobs could be run by a continuous integration tool. Fourth thing is about learning. So this also gives an idea how to achieve things and how to automate the manual steps that is taken earlier. Let's now get to know about the basic Git concepts. To explain this, Git has 3 trees. They are node and pointer based data structures that Git uses to track a timeline of edits. So first thing is the working directory. This tree is in sync with the local file system and is representative of the immediate changes made to content in files and directories. So this will reside in your local machine. And the second tree is staging index tree. This tree tracks working directory changes that have been promoted with git add and what is going to be stored in the next commit. This tree is a complex internal caching mechanism. Git generally hides the implementation details of the staging index from the user. So suppose user 1 has changed something and now he want to add his file so that in the later stage he can commit those and finally push to the remote directory. The final tree is the commit history. The commit command adds changes to a permanent snapshot that lives in a commit history. This snapshot also includes the state of the staging index at the time of commit. So while you add something from your working directory, that will be a staging index, and from the staging index, when you commit, it will be into the commit history. But till this moment, everything will be in your local repository. So let's go through some basic Git commands. Okay, I have pointed out some of the basic commands that we use in day-to-day life, like to clone a remote repository, to create a branch, check the status of to see if there are any changes to the files. Okay, and if you want to add some file to the staging index, then you want to commit those changes, and then finally push to the remote branch. And if someone else want to use your code, they have to pull your code into their branch. To achieve all these commands, you have the commands written over here. You can check this and you can practice those. To achieve these things, we will be following certain steps, and I'll be demonstrating those to you in a practical file. I will start with downloading required tools and showing how to follow the steps. After this demo, it will be easy for you to set up a repository and start working on the test framework. Please feel free to ask questions in the comment section. If you face any issues while setting up the repository, please do not hesitate to ask any questions. To achieve this, we'll be following the below steps. First of all, please create a Bitbucket account and a repository. Then install source tree and clone the repository. Install IntelliJ IDEA and open the working directory. Add some files, index the files, commit the changes, push to the remote, and finally, we will verify the updated code on Bitbucket. So in the next video, I'll be showing you a practical example of these steps to be followed and how we verify the updated code on Bitbucket. Stay tuned.